Welcome to episode number 31 of the Keep Up Podcast.
Hi.
I'm here with my brother. His name is Tim.
It's actually Todd now.
Recently changed to Todd now.
Todd now. Find me at AOLTodd.com.
Welcome to the Keep Up with Brett and Todd now.
Mm-hmm. Todd now. I can't believe we've done 31 of these. I know we say it every podcast, and I know I say this every podcast.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But it's just so surprising that we've survived 31 episodes.
We haven't yet.
Oh, I don't assume we're going to die this one. I like to be optimistic, okay?
Just saying.
Are you just spraying?
In the words of a great character whom I can't remember, I have no plans to die today.
That's from Philosophies.
And then another character I can't remember says, none do.
What does none do?
I can't remember. That's a conversation that happens, though. Maybe it's in Thor or something.
You got me. Good job, Brett. Ruining all your favorite movies.
Shut up, Todd.
I have a reflection.
Okay, what is it?
I just want everyone to know I'm not a communist. I don't support communism.
Did you say you were?
Last podcast, our beginning conversation.
Oh,
was
yeah.
How I am a communist.
You love communism.
Yes, but I don't.
But you said that.
I just want to make it clear. That was the red faction taking over my brain.
Why are you so scared to say that you're a communist?
Because, Brett, people are after me.
It's bad, right?
That's why my name's Todd now.
Why is communism so bad?
Because, Brett, the cops.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Is it because bad people in the past were communists?
No.
So now it's...
No, because it's not democracy. America.
That's why it's bad?
Mm-hmm.
Because isn't it just a different, like, governmental makeup?
Why you gotta say big words around me?
It was really only one big word.
Yeah.
Right?
That's...
So
I guess so. Isn't that all governments, though? It's just a
I was thinking about
way.
this the other day because someone said something about, like, I don't know, someone got all worked up about communism. And I was like, isn't it just like a way some people function? Like some places? But
Yeah.
it's bad?
I mean, it's bad because...
I have no experience with communism.
I think it's bad because we've been taught it's bad.
That's my question. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Do we just think it's awful to the point where we need an entire section on our podcast for you to apologize about joking about it?
Who says I was joking, Brett?
Well, you did.
No, people are after me. That's what I'm trying to get at.
So now you're outing yourself that you're just covering your tracks.
Yeah, but they
But
don't
really,
care.
you're a communist?
No. I'm not a communist.
It sounds bad, Tim. This sounds bad.
No, they're okay with me covering up.
Who is?
Them.
The communists.
No. Someone even worse.
The...
The Black Hand.
Who's that?
Not to be confused with the White Hand.
What's the white hand?
Or the Red Hand. Or the Purple Hand.
Or the hand that the Foot Clan was based off of?
Yes.
From Daredevil?
Yes.
That's a confusing sentence.
I was so confused.
The Foot Clan, the idea for the Foot was based off of Frank Miller's Daredevil because Daredevil,
Daredevil was out before Turtles?
Yeah.
I guess so. I just always thought of Daredevil coming out in the 90s.
That's because you're a baby. You don't know anything.
Wah,
Stupid baby.
wah. I'm not a baby.
Shut up, Todd. Now.
Okay.
So, you're not a communist.
I'm not a communist.
So that's good.
Uh-huh.
We think.
For now.
We're taught that that's good.
I
what
got
else?
nothing no, nothing else.
That was it? Was that last episode?
That was last
I
episode.
don't remember.
Do we ever remember?
I mean, you did. That's what we're reflecting on.
Right.
The things that you remember. Mm-hmm. Or things that you remembered at one point and you wrote it down.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Stop looking at my notes.
I can't see him from here.
You're cheating.
I think I need my eyes checked.
Why?
Because sometimes things I can't see them.
When was the last time you had your eyes checked?
Ask me that question again.
When was the last time you had your eyes
I literally have no idea.
Doctors? When's the last time you've been to the doctors?
I mean, recently, but not from me.
because you get your eyes checked at the doctors too. So I was trying to see.
Yeah.
I don't go to the doctors.
Don't you
much either.
only? What are you talking about?
No, there's an eye doctor.
Oh, well, it's still a doctor. It has doctor in it.
Yeah, but
You
there's
literally
like,
just said doctor to explain.
but there's a medical doctor, and then there's the eye doctor, and then there's the
You don't think
foot
eyes
doctor.
are a medical situation?
They are, but they're not trained to give you the perfect.
Body?
Yes, the perfect body.
That's what the doctor's for, right?
Yes.
It's been a while.
That's how long it's been. Yes, Brett. We've had advancements in health.
Advancements, right? Mm-hmm. You just go for new limbs and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I have 20/20 vision, so.
Do you? Mm-hmm. How do you know?
Because I went to the doctors
You did? Mm-hmm. When?
years ago.
It might
But I
not
had
still
it.
be the same
My
information.
vision's good. I
but
can see.
I had it.
I could see that person in the corner of the room.
Yeah.
It's a guitar.
You should go to the doctor. It's a guitar.
Which I always assume my vision would be bad because, like, I stare at a screen 99.9% of my life.
Right.
You're a screen right now.
It's true.
I'm actually staring at your computer screen
Stop. Why are you doing that?
because I can't stop looking at the screens. Oh. Anyways,
I kind of want glasses, though.
I was thinking you with glasses would be interesting. Would you get, like, hipster, like, big square ones? Or
I don't know. Get whatever looks cool.
You should go for, like, nerd glasses.
Isn't that what you just described?
No, hipster glasses are different from nerd glasses.
Are they?
Nerd glasses are like Harry Potter glasses, the circle ones that like hook around.
Yeah, that's 100% what I'm not going to wear.
That's what I want you to wear.
Why?
Because I would like to see you like
It would
that.
look awful on me.
It would be funny with your hair
It's
and
so
everything. It would be
terrible.
great.
It would not be great. It would look so weird.
We're going to get glasses for you.
That's
You can
fine.
Try on different ones.
Oh, man. If I need glasses, we'll do an episode where we go and I try on a bunch of different glasses.
I love it. Mm-hmm. And then your retinas would be burnt. Would you ever get laser eye surgery?
No.
No?
No.
Not even if you were like going blind and it would be the only way to save your life?
Whoa, what's my situation in this story?
Your eyeballs have a terrible disease in them, and the lasers will burn the disease away.
But if I go blind, I die as well?
Yes.
That's interesting.
But you're blind for 5 years first.
So,
There's a hair floating. I thought it was smoke.
a hair?
It's gone now, but I thought it was like there was something burning right here because it.
No, it's the incense.
Oh, there is something burning.
Yeah. I'm burning incense, guys.
He's burning the house down.
And Tim's confused by
It
it.
threw me off.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, so
Laser eye surgery.
I guess. So wait, did you just pitch me a real scenario? Am I
Yes.
dying in 5 years?
Yeah, Brett. That's
So-
why I told you to go to the doctors.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'd never be able to afford it. I don't know if my
It'd be
insurance
free.
would cover it.
Free
It'd be free?
99.
Then I guess.
I can't.
I mean, if I'm going blind anyways, and if is there a chance? I don't know much about laser eye surgery. Could it kill me? Like, could they slip and? I mean, I basically just imagine like a laser gun, like from Star Trek or something.
Like Dead Space 2.
Right.
When he's getting that eye surgery, and if they mess up, it goes in and blows up his eye.
Oh, dude, that scene was brutal.
It was so fantastic.
Oh,
It's
man.
nothing like that, but just think about that.
Yeah, I thought you meant like the cutter, that it was just like laser through my skull.
No.
Because then, no.
No. I think it's just they shined a really bright laser in your eye or something.
Well, anyways, my eyes aren't that bad. I'm just saying sometimes I can't see stuff that's far away.
So you're nearsighted.
I don't know. I don't know medical terms.
Brett, you're alive. Do you know that term?
I can read that.
What's it say?
Vista Explorer.
Brett, that's relatively close.
It's super close.
Like,
It's just, I used to be able to read stuff so far away, and now it's only a little far away.
I'm curious how far we could see away. Like, if I were to be
If it was like you stand on flat ground,
straight,
if the world was flat,
Yes.
could you see China?
logically, I guess, yes.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't know.
I've always wondered. Well, because we could see in like super duper high definition. Like we could see the most crystal clear possible. Mm-hmm. So could we see incredibly far away and have it still be crystal clear? Say you had 20/20 vision. And you saw, I wonder.
I don't think so.
I've seen really far away before, but I don't know how far it is. Like compared.
That's so funny. I've looked at something super far away before. Well, like when we go to the ocean, you're seeing pretty far.
Yeah, but at some point it just like disappears because there's like fog.
Well, that's where the world ends.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're saying I just keep swimming
Just keep swimming.
until death?
Yeah, until you fall off.
Where do you fall?
I don't know. I haven't done it before.
All right. Next time on the Keep Up, Tim battles the world. All right.
Yeah.
Are we going into television?
You okay?
I was trying to think because I know you have an order.
I did. Yeah.
It's television and then food and then music.
Stop talking
and
like
then
that.
movies.
Let's go.
And then games.
Let's go into. Are you finished?
Yes.
You forgot technology.
Technology.
TV. Although we've only done technology once.
I know. I can talk about technology.
And I made that sweet transition.
All right, technology then. Reverse.
Wait, does technology go first now?
Sure.
I think it did when we did it before. Stop shaking the table.
I'm sorry. I'm just so excited.
Shaky bones.
Okay, technology.
Really?
Yeah.
Now I got to play a different. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So on the TV upstairs, there's this new water bottle that has a speaker and a charger and a light on it.
Wait, you lost me. This is on our TV upstairs?
On our TV upstairs. Like I saw it 10 minutes ago before I came down
you
here.
watched it?
Yes.
Or there's actually something on our TV?
Yes, the water bottle is sitting on our TV. No, it's not. It's in the TV.
You saw a commercial?
No, I saw it on the news.
What's happening here? All right, so there's a water bottle that charges your phone?
Uh-huh. Also has a light and something else that I forgot.
What?
Charges your phone. And it's got a speaker on it. There we go.
Huh?
Uh-huh.
What does it look like?
Like a big circle, and it's got a twisty top.
A big circle? or a cylinder?
Cylinder. There we go.
Just a big spherical water bottle.
Exactly.
Okay. So it's got what on the bottom?
Nothing.
So it just looks like, how do you charge stuff?
I don't know.
This is the worst technology section ever.
You wanted technology. So
I didn't. I'm just saying we haven't done one in a while.
There we go. So I forced it to happen.
Okay, so there's some kind of weird water bottle thing that can charge and play you music, and
you can hang it up on places.
And what else does it do? And there's a light.
There's a light.
How big is the water bottle?
It's like this.
Don't do hand stuff.
Give me. Big.
People are listening. They have no idea what you're doing with your hands.
It looked at least.
How many ounces? Is it 20 ounce?
It's like a big water bottle.
Okay, let's go to TV.
All right.
What'd you watch?
Did you watch anything?
I mean, yes.
Okay, I'll go first, though.
Thanks for clearing all that up.
I just wanted to make sure you had something.
Why? Why does it matter? I asked you. You could have just
You
told
transitioned.
Me.
The logic would be you would go first.
Why is that the logic?
That's what happens.
The logic is it's your turn to talk.
The one that transitions is the one that does it.
You just wanted to make sure.
Yes.
I
I didn't want to.
But then you told me you were gonna go anyways.
Of course. That's how it goes. I need water.
What did you watch? All right.
So
yeah,
the new Power Rangers movie is coming out.
Oh yeah, Bryan Cranston
he's going to be the big head
Zed.
guy. That's
the big
name.
Head guy?
Isn't that the guy in the little beam? Is that who?
Oh, is he Zordon?
Oh, I don't know. I heard he was someone with the Z name.
No, I don't know if it's Lord Zed or Zordon.
I don't know.
But Zordon's the big head beam, and Lord Zed is the gnarly villain that's all red with the chrome.
Is he the biggest villain in it? Or is it the lady?
Well, there's Rita. I think Rita was like... I feel like... That's a good question. Lord Zed I always thought was the coolest looking. So in my mind, he was always like the villain. But I feel like...
Was he like always there all the time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So he wasn't like a one-time villain that came on and got destroyed?
No, Zed was a regular for a while. But I think later you saw him less. But I feel like the old Ninja Turtles cartoon, Rita is like Krang and Zed is like Shredder. That's kind of how I think of it.
Okay.
So like Krang's almost like a little bit above Shredder, even though they're like in the cartoon. Anyways.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
You get me?
Uh-huh.
You hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
So
Yeah.
because that movie's coming out
Yeah.
and I'm very interested to see it, I decided to go back and watch the original cartoon.
Cartoon?
Or sorry, not cartoon, just show.
Oh, okay.
I considered a kid show.
There probably was a cartoon.
There might have been.
And
And
there wasn't. That's weird. Anyways, so you went back and watched the original. So Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
yes,
Okay.
very first episode. And
Yeah.
I never really watched it as a kid. I watched it because you watched it or it was just on. But
when you
it
were
was,
younger, you missed it.
Yeah, it was never really my show. So as an adult, I decided to go back and watch it, which previously you showed me the Green Ranger saga.
Yeah.
We at least watched 2 episodes. I don't know how many episodes are in it, but we watched
I forget too.
2.
Yeah.
But that I remember that being all right. Like it had cool action. The acting was, as good as you can be. So I go back and watch the pilot. Oh my God.
What?
Awful.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. And it's not even bad because it's like, a kid's show and they didn't care. It's just like, well, that's probably part of it, but
Maybe.
it's just like,
So okay, yeah, go ahead.
let's start initially with the very first scene. Astronauts are on the moon
Oh, yeah.
and they find this like little, I don't know, coffin it looks like. And they're like, what is this? A space dumpster? Or I don't know what they call it, a moon dumpster or something.
Oh, that's right. And then they lift the thing off of
yeah.
it.
And then what's her face?
Rita?
Yeah, she's like, ah! It
Yeah.
comes out, and they start screaming and run away. It was just an awful scene overall. And
I
then
mean, it's beautiful. I don't know what you're talking
It was
about.
so bad. And then all of her little buddies like crawl over the mountain or over like some rock, and they're all there at once as she's coming out of the space dumpster.
Yeah.
And so that was awful. And
So that was awful.
just overall, that whole scene was just done really weirdly. Like the astronauts are screaming and running away. But then next you notice her mouth doesn't match anything that is ever said.
No.
Yes. Hear your evilness, let me help you. Walk with me, talk with me.
Oh, you made me step in a puddle, you nitwit!
Why is that?
It's not because it wasn't shot for the Power Rangers.
So
show.
that's the Japanese,
I think so.
but she's American. She looks American, or at least not Asian.
I don't know. I've always wondered that, but I'm pretty sure she doesn't speak English, and or B, that was just filmed. That was part of the show, the Japanese show, from which all of the fight scenes were ported for Power Rangers. I think because you're right. Like, there's not even none of it even kind of lines up.
Right. There's certain points where like she's talking, and it almost kind of looks like she's saying
actually,
it.
you're right.
Like, but it's still, it doesn't line up. So I initially assumed it was just they did a voiceover. Like, she didn't do a good enough voice.
You might be right.
So they might have done a voiceover because those scenes look like Americanized version.
Right. They do. The scenes with Rita look more like they were filmed domestically, but I don't know. Like, because now that I'm thinking about it, I think mostly. I can't remember because that's a thing that you just kind of like get used to. Like, I mean, not get used to. It's always awful. But her mouth, she never lines up with what she's saying.
Ever.
But it does look like her mouth is maybe saying those things just late or early, right?
Right. Yeah.
So maybe it's just all completely a voiceover and it's just terribly synced,
and which is stupid. I would
which
think.
is really dumb.
When do you know when it came out? The show 80s, late 80s, early 90s.
No, it was definitely 90s. 93, 94 maybe. I'm gonna check.
Yeah. So that was certainly an issue because I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah,
And so then we go to the Power Rangers, all the kids.
yeah.
And it just kind of starts you in this, like, I don't know, gym dojo area.
Yeah.
Like it's half gym, half dojo. And you get introduced to all the characters.
They
and
all
stuff.
showcase their skills.
Yes, that's exactly. It's just everybody showcasing. And they're all wearing the colors, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Their own colors.
Premiered 93.
93 in the U.S.
Yep, on Fox Kids.
So when did it come out in Japan? If it ever
Well, it
did?
wasn't the same show. So I'm not. I can try to find out, but I'd need to know the name of the show.
Right.
I'm not sure.
You could probably go to the wiki page and see what it was originally based off of.
Yeah.
So you go to the kids and you see them all, and I thought, or maybe I wanted this. I wanted them to all like kind of be forced to meet each other. like through circumstances as
Okay.
opposed to them all like kind of knowing each other and
Yeah.
and just being friends. That was like no big deal. It was just I assumed it was going to be different. But then we you see all their moves and stuff, and then the two comic relief bullies show up, and they're stupid.
They're so dumb.
They're so dumb. Like every scene they're in, I want to punch him in the
Trying
face.
to remember their names. It's like Skull and
Stupid.
yeah, that's what it was. Skull and Stupid.
So they show up and they're talking to the girls and they're like, "Are we gonna go on a double date soon?" And the other guy's like, "Yeah, when are we going on a date?" And
Those are actually pretty solid impressions.
and the girls are like, "No way." So then the bullies proceed to show them their karate moves by attempting to go beat up the girls.
Right.
They're like, "Let us show you karate moves," and they both charge the girls, and of course the girls destroy them.
Yeah.
But why? Why were they gonna go beat up the girls if they wanted to go on a date with them?
It's true. Like, what if the girls didn't fight back?
Right,
Would they
like
have
they
just
would've
punched them?
they would have just socked them in the face. Like, what were their intentions? So I thought that was ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
hey, let me just show you my karate moves by beating you up.
I mean, let me tell you right now, you were way overthinking this.
Oh yeah, I thought about that too. Like, look at me destroying.
I mean, it's fine. I'm happy about it. This show was not made for, how old are you?
21.
21-year-old.
It might be though.
It's not.
But I would think they would at least put in a little more effort than what I felt like was there.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I feel because there are some impressive children's shows. Mostly cartoons. I can't think. Goosebumps was really good.
yeah, honestly, if you think about that era, though, and this all, I guess, came right after Power Rangers, but they weren't sure Power Rangers was going to do very well because of it was live action and all that stuff. So it was kind of a new format. Like, if you saw some of the stuff that you see happen in Power Rangers happen in a cartoon, it might seem less ridiculous. You know what I mean? Because prior to, like, the early 90s, you had, obviously you still had some of them in the early 90s, but all the cartoons, like, in the 80s were, Thundercats, Transformers, He-Man, and then it got into Ninja Turtles, and there was some other stuff, but they all have, like... I mean, there was a ton of other stuff, but they all have like kind of a wacky opening scene, like something's on a moon, and like it's just weird. Like if you saw that opening scene from Power Rangers in a cartoon, you might be like, "Oh, okay, like that's a little weird." But I think seeing it live action is just strange, and the stuff that came after that, like VR Troopers and Beetleborgs and like all that stuff. I haven't revisited VR Troopers, but Beetleborgs is definitely like one of the goofiest things I've ever seen in my life. And they have like their main villain is like some ghost that looks like Jay Leno or something like that.
Okay.
It's super weird. Have you never seen that?
I think, was that the one where they were in like a haunted mansion in the first episode?
Yeah.
I've seen the first episode.
It's super strange to watch.
I don't remember that being as bad as at least the pilot to Power Rangers. I haven't even gotten to the worst bits.
It was later, but anyways, yeah, I definitely see what you're saying. I think it was just like they were trying to keep it like a cartoon, but
Live
it
action.
wasn't. Maybe, I don't know, because it is like unbearably goofy. I mean, and that doesn't really end in live action kids shows later on. Like when they did Ninja Turtles, what was it? The Next Mutation.
Oh my god!
Good lord, it is
bad.
It's one of the worst things I've ever seen. It's so.
I want to sit through and watch them all though. Maybe it gets better.
I've tried, man. It does not. But anyways, carry on with your
My little rant.
your bashing session.
So let's see, where was I?
Also, it's Super Sentai was the show that was used.
Okay, when did that come out?
If
If it shows a year.
I don't have a year, I don't think. Yep, you can keep going. If I find it, I'll tell you.
Yes.
I'm seeing like a bunch of dates, like 1975.
Just the first date that you see.
All the way to 1980. But it's like some weird graph.
What the heck?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Well, we know it's early on at least.
Yeah.
So from there proceeds to be a earthquake that shows up, and everybody evacuates the gym except for our heroes because
Because they're heroes, dude.
Yeah, of course, because they stay there during an earthquake and not escape. So then they all get transported to the Power Rangers' house of funk.
House of Funk.
I don't know. The Power Rangers, where they all meet the
lair?
Yeah, the floaty head guy.
Yeah, where they meet Zordon.
Yes.
Yep.
So they meet him, and he's like, "You guys are Power Rangers now," and gives them a belt.
I think it's more like, you are the Power Rangers. Unless it's, what's the robot's name?
Oh, God. I don't know.
I almost said Data, but that's...
I remember someone saying
Data
like
from Star
Automatron or something. The nerdy guy.
Alpha.
Like, Alpha?
That's his name.
That's his name?
Yeah.
So Alpha. What about him?
He's the one that talks the way you just did. He's
Oh,
like,
okay.
Oh, you guys are Power Rangers! Oh!
That's just like...
No, don't touch that. Whoa.
Oh no, Zordon, help!
That guy must have had a fun time doing that voice.
So, okay, yeah. Then
they show floaty head guy, and his mouth has like I don't know, fog going over it. So he also, every time he talks, doesn't move.
But
like
it doesn't have to.
They don't. I know they don't line up, but they show his face. He should match what he's saying.
One would think.
So yeah, basically he's like, "You are Power Rangers. You all have the power of these dinosaurs, except for one of them who's a saber-toothed tiger."
I don't know why you're saying it like it's not awesome.
No, it is awesome, but like they show up, he tells them what they're doing, what they're gonna do, I guess, and then they're like, "No, I'm out of here. I don't want to do this." So they all leave, and then they get jumped by these like
Putties.
Yes, those things, and they all get destroyed. And I'm like, okay, that's good. It shows a little conflict.
They're henchmen.
Yes, exactly. They get destroyed by henchmen, but it's pilots, so they're allowed to.
Yeah.
So then they're like, oh, let's try being Power Rangers. And then they take off their belt and they all say like, the same thing they say, I assume, in every episode, like,
what do we do now?
Zordon said these power morphers will give us power. Let's do it.
Mastodon! Pterodactyl!
Triceratops!
Saber-tooth tiger!
Tyrannosaurus!
form of
Tyrannosaurus Rex!
exactly. How do they know to say
Triceratops! What are the other ones?
There's
Does he say woolly mammoth? Or does he just say mammoth?
Oh, I don't remember.
Trying to picture it. Woolly mammoth. Saber-tooth tiger!
I don't think you should say it like
That's
that.
how she says it. And then...
There's pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl!
It's so stupid.
Pterodactyl! Right? Am I
Yeah,
right?
no, she screams it.
Saber-tooth tiger! Pterodactyl!
So how do they know how to do that from
Dude,
the beginning?
What else do you do with a belt buckle with a dinosaur
You
on
don't
it?
just say whatever dinosaur.
Saber-tooth tiger! Pterodactyl!
I'm so mad at you.
Oh, it's great.
It's stupid. So how do they know? What?
Stupid.
They wouldn't have known that he didn't tell them, pull out your belts and say your
Listen, dude.
animal name.
They have 22 minutes
That's
to
the other
show
thing.
you.
Oh my God. The episode moves at like 1,000 miles per minute.
It's so fast.
It's like we have 22 minutes. We need to condense like 40 hours worth of information. It's insane. So
Yeah, that's definitely part of it. Like you learn everything in 20, like everything you're saying, all the stuff about they find out they're Power Rangers, they get the stuff, they meet Zordon, they fight some henchmen, and then where you're at now, where they get the...
they should have, at the very least, have done 2 episodes. I think it should have been a 2-part pilot.
Pterodactyl!
Is that the first one or just a random one?
It's just a random one. Because it's got Tommy in it.
Anyways, that's just another pet peeve, another issue I have.
What?
with
That
it.
they shouldn't know how to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Why do they just suddenly know?
Mastodon!
I'm so mad.
Tyrannosaurus! I'm going to do this for the rest of the
I'm
episode.
so mad.
Maybe the rest of the existence of the Keep Up.
Okay.
Pterodactyl!
Sonic music, go.
Look out down below.
Anyways, Brett.
So then the Megazords come out. Well, it's not.
Well,
what are
no,
they
not
called?
that. Next is they put on the suits. Well, they have the suits.
Oh yeah, the
automatically.
suits. Yep.
Why are they like just okay with that? They're like, cool, suits, let's fight.
You'd be upset
Well, like, why did a suit suddenly just appear on me?
because Saber-tooth tiger,
That's not an answer, and I'm
Yeah.
upset. So then they're like,
Mastodon,
and this goes to your how you hate like the power of like,
Triceratops,
willing yourself to be stronger.
Right.
That's what happened here. They're like, now we're wearing suits, so we're stronger.
Suits automatically make you stronger.
That's false.
Why do you think every superhero has a uniform?
Because
Explain it to me. If they were just dudes, they would be weak.
because the suit is a symbol. If they just wear like shorts and a t-shirt, they're like, oh, look at this guy beating up people.
Right.
But if you wear like, Superman's outfit,
Right.
Superman, that's a sign of Superman-ness.
Right.
Anyways, that's it. But that's not it.
That's not it. So, I mean, I get what you're saying, but it's not. I mean, it's not. That's different.
I know. It's
different because, like, they got the suits, and the suits they're powerful.
yeah, but
They got
didn't-
the diamonds on their
They
chests.
didn't know they were getting the suits either. No one told them. They're just
That's
like,
true. No, it's all surprises.
yeah, they're
left and right.
left and right.
At this point.
So then they're fighting in the desert,
Yeah.
fighting those guys,
Yeah.
and then when they put on their suits, they are suddenly teleported to a city,
right.
and they're fighting a city with the big boss guy for the episode.
Oh, they're in a city all of a sudden.
Yeah, like they're like they
Yeah, because they're always having the hand-to-hand in like an open area, except there's one at a carnival that I'll never forget because it creeped me out. And then,
Oh, you showed me that one.
yeah. So then,
So then all of a sudden they put on the suits and they're like, oh no, we're being teleported. And they all get like sucked and they do the same animation where they're all the little orbs, I guess, the colorful orbs.
Yeah, like-
and then there's a voiceover and he's like, we're being teleported for some reason. And then they land and they're in the city fighting. It's
but
just
they don't
like,
say why they're teleported.
no, they're just like, we're teleporting.
We're teleporting again.
Where are we going?
We're gonna save the world. All right, let's do it.
And then they just show up and I was just like, what just happened? I like blinked and they were in the city.
It seems our next stock footage takes place in a city. We're being teleported
They
for
were
some
in the
reason.
desert, like miles and miles away, just fighting. And then they have no introduction for like the boss guy of the episode. He's fighting with them already when they
Who
teleport.
is it?
Oh, I don't know.
Is it Goldar?
I don't know. Some dude.
Big gold thing with a blue monkey face.
Yes. I
He's got wings.
don't think he has wings.
No.
I don't know. I watched it really late. I watched it
Okay.
at like 2:30.
Yeah,
so.
you were drunk.
So yeah, and then it proceeds. They go like super and giant
Super
robot.
Saiyan,
Yeah,
yeah.
giant robot fighting, and that was cool. And that was it. It was the end of the episode. They had the nice laugh at the end, like now we're Power Rangers.
Freeze frame.
Yeah,
Credits.
pterodactyl.
Affirmative.
I don't know, you guys. I mean, the outfits are cool and everything, but my hair gets all tangled up inside the helmets. I don't think I can do it.
Oh no.
Kimberly, no.
Not.
Watch it home. Circuit overload. Circuit overload.
You guys are just kidding.
Oh, humor. What a concept.
Let's do it.
Power Rangers!
Mastodon.
I hate you.
Anyways.
So overall, it was awful.
It's real bad. It's not good.
I don't know.
Let me tell you something interesting about Power Rangers. It is a franchise that has completely 100% just ridden a concept this whole way. That's all. Like, it's just been on concepts because it's a cool concept that you hold a belt buckle and yell a dinosaur name and get a sweet superhero suit. And then you have a giant dinosaur robot that then combines with other dinosaur robots to form a Megazord that then fights giant monsters.
See, that sounds awesome.
That's all. Everything in between it, though, just mostly garbage.
Garbage.
But I mean, maybe it gets like okay, then they do things like we saw later with the like the Green Ranger saga.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, like a ranger that's an enemy, but
Mm-hmm.
then like he's so powerful, and then he joins the team. And it's like, what? We got a new ranger that's sick, and later he upgrades to the White Ranger, and that's
Mm-hmm.
not so conceptually. It's all cool.
That's the thing. I think I'm going to look up like the important episodes to watch.
Which are there any?
Well, I bet there's the Green Ranger saga.
Morphin' time! Dragon Sword! Mastodon! Triceratops!
Saber-tooth tiger!
Tyrannosaurus!
I'm glad you're having fun with this, Brett. I'm so bad.
Pterodactyl! Kimberly, she was just intense.
You were gonna say hot.
Oh, super. I was in love with her, dude. Every dude, I mean, I was in like, what was that, 93? I don't know.
You were 50 years old, Brett.
Tim, I was 5
You were 50.
when it came out. And when I was like into it, I was probably in 2nd grade. That's what boys would talk about.
Yeah.
The Pink Ranger.
The Pink Ranger.
Yeah.
It's because she was pink.
Yeah, can we also talk? We've talked about the colors before, but like, how are you going to make it's just ridiculous. I don't know. Like the black guy gets the black suit,
Yeah.
the Asian girl gets the yellow suit.
That's just how it is.
The little white girl gets the pink suit. And it's like, okay, guys. Like,
Like, really?
I mean, I guess it's just whatever.
Just how it is.
Yeah, it's just.
Hey, no text.
I'm not trying to do text.
You're so
A
bad.
text just showed up, but what I was trying to do is look up something that I now forget because we talked about. I was going to look up something Power Rangers related. What the heck was it, Tim? Oh, I got to figure out who Cranston's playing in the new one.
Oh, yes.
But it's all concepts, man.
It is. And when I looked up the series, there's at least 10 different seasons, 10 different series.
Yeah.
There's like Time Force, there's Dino Charge,
There's something in space.
Yeah,
Space
it was just
Rangers
space. It
or
was
something.
Power Rangers Space.
Oh, Power Rangers, yeah.
At least that's what I saw. But
Yeah, there's a Dino one. There's Ninja Force. There's like Super Rangers
Yeah.
X.
Yeah, so it's
Zordon. So Cranston is
He's playing
Zordon.
head guy?
Yeah, he's a big floaty head. Elizabeth Banks is playing Rita, which
Oh,
is crazy.
wow.
And then they listed the Rangers.
Anybody famous?
None of whom I am familiar with, but maybe I've seen them.
maybe that's kind of good for it
yeah.
to have nobodies. Well, except for what's her face?
Interesting. Billy Cranston apparently was the name of the Blue Ranger, which is funny.
That is funny.
Like the character name.
Yeah. Huh.
Anyways.
Any relation?
Well, it's the character name,
Right.
not the actor.
Right.
Are you,
Any relation?
okay,
Is that
Tim.
character
All right,
related
Tim.
to
Okay,
him?
Tim. Shut up, Todd.
Oh, we just talked about Power Rangers for far
So
too
long, so long. But it's such an interesting thing to me because I've thought about this before. Like I almost once bought. They have these box sets out of Power Rangers, and they start with Mighty Morphin, and they consider the ones that change when they go into like space and Dino Thunder and Garbage Pail Rangers or whatever. They consider those the later seasons. So the box sets just contain all of those. Again, cool in concept that you get to see all these different whatever. I never watched anything after Mighty Morphin because I just grew out of it, I guess. And I thought about buying them because I was like, ooh, that would be cool to go through and watch them all.
Yep.
And then they were on Netflix and I watched a couple and I was like, nah,
Not
man.
worth
like,
it.
I just can't. They're just not good. And I don't know. Some of it has to do with like the cheesiness of the early 90s and mixed with the way that it's filmed. And it was a newer concept. And I don't know if they get better later. Like the Green Ranger one, you know, it's bearable. It's still super silly.
Right.
But they would do, like, every episode would basically have the same format. Like, it opens up, there's one focal character, like maybe Rita's singling out Billy, and then at some point Billy gets attacked by putties and he's not in his suit, and he fights out of his suit. And then later he, like, meets up with the Rangers, and then they all get beat up, and then they're like, it's morphin' time, and then pterodactyl! And then they go in their suits, and then you're all stoked, because then they get their weapons and stuff. They each have their own weapons. It's got all, like, the right formulas their individual colors, their individual weapons, and all that stuff. So then they fight in the suits, and then they get their giant mechs, and then they Megazord. So every episode is essentially the same thing as far as I remember it, but so exciting as a kid to watch because you're like, yes, moving time! So excited!
That I would say that was the best.
Mastodon!
The best part of the episode was the fights. You know, just seeing. They were really cheesy, obviously, but it is
Right.
It's well, maybe not worth it, but you could
Maybe
jump
not
right to
worth
that
it.
point and be okay with watching that because all the fluff in between just isn't really good.
Yeah,
I
it's
guess.
just, and it's so much of it is like the music and all that stuff. Like when the bullies show up, it's like like it's all these weird noises, right? Like I'm not terribly out there.
No, that was exactly. That's what it was. Some guy going.
And I love when they're like showcasing all of their talents early on, and Zach like break dances.
Yes.
And it's like that early '90s, like.
I noticed that music too. It
It's,
was
like,
so 90s.
funny. Yeah, exactly. Kills me. Anyways, so you hate Power Rangers.
I don't.
But see, okay, even knowing everything you just said, and it's all fact, I still get so excited about things like my Dragon Dagger.
Because it's something. It's something that I should have watched as a kid to appreciate it now.
Yeah, and it's like I mean, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, people don't know or like Pokemon right now. Like, they love the game,
Right, but
But
they'll
they
be
don't
like-
like the anime. They don't care about the other games, and that's just because they didn't grow up with it,
Right.
And they think it's stupid. But I love the anime. You know, I watched as a kid, so I really enjoy it. But
Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, it's just, some stuff you go back and it just doesn't hold up. And you're like, how in the world did I? Because like all this stuff with them in high school and stuff, like I didn't even care about that as a kid either. That
Right.
was just stuff to fill
you couldn't
time.
relate to it because
No, yeah,
you're
I'm
not
like,
a teenager.
I'm like 6 years old.
I
don't
wonder
care.
what they were going for. Like, what kind of demographic? Like high school kids or probably younger, middle school?
Oh, totally younger, not high school. I don't think. No way.
I don't think I'd watch it in high school. Well,
No.
I might have. I still watch cartoons, man.
Yeah, but I feel like that was definitely younger. I mean, elementary school into early middle school, if anything. But I don't know. It was a new thing with the live action fighting and all that stuff, and it's just they needed. I'm sure they needed the characters to be a little bit older,
Right.
So But then later, Beetleborgs was like it was kids. It was younger kids.
But
and
when they became the
Beetleborgs, they were like
big adults and stuff.
But
like
you would still
Shazam.
hear kid voices, I think,
Oh,
if I remember correctly, which I might not. If I remember correctly,
Yeah.
It's my catchphrase here on the Keep Up.
dude, you just gotta remember correctly.
You know what's a thing that bugs me a little bit?
What?
I don't think there's ever a time where they just get into their, I forget what they're called. The Megazord is what they make, but the
They're mechs.
I don't know if they're just called Zords or there's a word for them. I forget.
Try
But
Zords.
they go with that.
I think so.
Okay. They get into their Zords, like, because I think it's like a pterodactyl. They get into those and never use them separately. They come running out and they get into them.
And then they connect like right after.
I think so. Is that what happened in the first episode?
Yeah. They all had their own little animations. I guess
Where they jump up,
Right.
and then they land in it.
Uh-huh.
But then don't they all
It was-
immediately become
yeah.
the Megazord?
2 seconds later, they're like, "Let's connect." They don't even fight.
Right.
Maybe it was too hard to do it.
Yeah, maybe
But it
they
looked
have
like toys hitting other
probably.
toys.
I don't think they have any individually filmed scenes with those.
Yeah,
Zords.
it's always like there's one coming out of the volcano and
That's the other thing. They all come from like all over the planet,
just
but they
random
converge at
places.
this city somehow. Yeah, the pterodactyl I think comes out of the volcano, and then something comes out of the ocean, and it's I don't know.
it was crazy.
It's ridiculous. It's all ridiculous. I don't know, man.
I don't know either.
But it's like carried it all the way now where we might, and I think this is all the stuff that's led up to like, okay, all the concepts are there. Let's make a good movie out of it. You know what I mean?
I want to see the movie too, the Power Rangers, the original movie.
Yeah,
I wonder if that was any good.
It definitely quality-wise, like, it was a game changer.
Okay.
Because I remember seeing it, and you're not watching all this crappy, you're not watching stock footage and stuff like that. Right. I would be interested to revisit it. It's still like, the way it sits in my brain is that it's on par, like, tone-wise and stuff like that with, like, the second Ninja Turtles movie, Secret of the Ooze.
Okay.
Where it's like definitely aimed at kids. I love Secret of the Ooze. But I didn't watch Power Rangers nearly as much. But they upgraded the suits, and the suits looked bomb.
Movies are just always exciting when it's a TV show and then it becomes a movie.
Yeah.
I feel like, Dragon Ball Z is a prime example. They had the TV show for a while, and then they had the movies come out, and those are just so exciting because they're like 90-minute episodes.
Right.
And so I'm curious what Power Rangers is like if it's like, 40 minutes of cheesy non-fighting like story, and then, 30 minutes.
I definitely remember
battle.
some of like, they try to step up the action and stuff like that, and some of it's super cheeseball, like them flying through the air and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's cooler than the episodes. But it's funny because at this point we're looking at like 25 years of trying to nail down like, and I mean it's always been going on. It hasn't stopped. I just haven't watched any of the like later seasons, so I don't know what. I'd be interested to watch some of those and see what those are.
I've seen a few of the new stuff, and I would say it's better than the older stuff.
But does it maintain like the goofiness?
Yeah, like it's better because I think it's a little more serious, but the kids they pick are stupid. Like they're not interesting, and I don't know.
Yeah, I think that stuff doesn't matter. Like I feel like my kids would watch it.
Right.
So
it's just modern. That's what I think it is going for, because it knows how to tell, I guess, a better story. Like it feels like the people, I guess, care about a little more. But it's, I don't know. It's not like I wouldn't go and watch all the episodes, but I could probably watch the newer stuff over the older stuff, at least right now after the first episode.
Yeah, I mean, totally. I don't know if I could get through the whole seasons. Like, sometimes I try to get through stuff, like, just to have known it, like, and remember, like, what they did in the first season. Even if some episodes aren't that great, like, I'll go through it, but I don't know if I can make it through a whole season of the first.
Yeah, that's what I was trying with this for the movie, because, I'm excited to see the movie.
See what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing is, like, culturally, you didn't even watch it as a kid, but I think, all the key things. Like, how the Power Rangers work, what they look like. You know about Zordon now and Alpha. I don't know if you did before you watched it. Do you know how Rita forms the monsters and stuff like that? She has like clay and she like makes these monsters.
Oh, they did show that in the first episode.
Yeah.
They were like a bunch of molds, and then they threw it into like a furnace or
whatever.
something.
Yeah. They throw it into a furnace and then it like comes to life. I don't know if she like casts a spell or something.
Yeah, she did something with her
staff thing.
Yeah, she was like, she looked directly at the camera. Was like, hi-ya.
Yeah.
And then obviously she was saying something there, but her mouth did not match.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah.
And you know about like the entrance of the Green Ranger and stuff like that. So you know enough of the elements that whatever they do in the movie that's like exciting, you'll probably be like, oh, cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even though a lot of people haven't watched it, because I bet a lot of people are like, oh, Power Rangers, cool. And then they go back and watch it and they'd be like, what?
What is?
It's all concept and design.
Yeah.
Because like the Zords are cool and the weapons are cool.
Yeah, everything looks pretty cool. I wonder if they're going to go practical effects or CG in the movie.
I don't know. That's a good question. And I also wonder, I'm trying to think now, I wonder if the Green Ranger scenes... I gotta look into it because I really want to know what like I don't think there's any way the entire series was stock footage from Super Sentai. I feel like they had to at some point start filming fight scenes. Although the White Ranger was in Super Sentai as well. So I don't know. Anyways, that's it. We done with Power Rangers?
Yeah, we talked about it for 50 minutes.
That's insane. Did
Not
we really?
No,
Wow.
we probably
Pretty
started
close.
at like 20 minutes.
That's a lot of Power Rangers. Well, I'm going to completely switch gears.
Please.
I have been revisiting really, New Girl.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever watched New Girl?
I've seen like 1 or 2 episodes.
Okay. Now, couple qualifiers here. First, if you don't know about New Girl, it's a Zooey Deschanel produced sitcom, and it stars her, Jake Johnson, two other dudes who I absolutely love and did not look up their names. I've just never. It's weird when you watch like a TV show for a long time and you see all the same names show up in the credits and you just don't know which one's which. So my bad. I love everyone in the show though. Years ago, when it first came out, which I'm not sure when it was, Rachel and I watched the first season, I think. First season, maybe a couple episodes in the second season. And then we just kind of fell off. We were like, meh. We loved the first season. And then I forget what was going on like in our lives practically, but we just stopped like watching TV. We just didn't have a lot of time for it or whatever. And just kind of forgot about it. Now there are 4 seasons on Netflix. I don't even know if it's still on. Do you know?
I think so.
I don't remember hearing anything about a finale, but I actually don't know a lot of people who watch it. So
I'm pretty sure I've seen on IMDb like talk about it, like that another season's coming out or something.
Yeah, so I don't know. There are 4 seasons on Netflix right now. We are halfway through season 3.
Oh wow.
We started where Netflix remembered where we left off like years ago.
Wow.
So
did you start from that point? Or started
yes,
fresh?
we didn't start from the very beginning. I remember a lot of the earlier episodes, but I went back like 2 episodes and watched. Rachel said she remembered them. I couldn't really. So, anyways, so we're working our way through, and it's so funny. But my qualifier is, it's like my and Rachel's sense of humor put together. Like when we are together, the things that we laugh about and the way that we talk together and stuff like that is so much in this show. And it's so largely like based around relationship stuff and awkward situations and stuff like that, we just die. Like it kills us. And it's like, it's super, it's kind of like fast and quippy, a lot of like funny conversations and weird little like, 2 of the guys will like get in arguments and then it turns into like a slap fight and it's just an awkward thing for like a couple minutes and then one of them will be like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? And it's just like practical things like calling out weird things that are happening. And you can tell a lot of it is improv, which I love. Like there's one where so there's Zooey Deschanel plays Jess, Jake Johnson plays Nick, and then there's Schmidt and Winston. And at one point, Schmidt and Winston get into an argument, and they're walking in circles, like looking each other in the face and walking in circles. And Winston at one point accidentally kicks a chair, and you know it wasn't scripted because you can watch it happen, and it's such an accident. But they just roll with it, and it's so funny.
That's awesome.
And then at the end, like Jess and Nick walk in, and Schmidt and Winston stop, but they're both super dizzy from walking in circles for so long because it goes on for like such a long time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's just stuff like that is almost like Anchorman style or like that kind of type of humor where you can tell a lot of it's improv and stuff like that. So it's very similar to, you said you watched it?
Like the first 2 episodes.
Okay.
That was when it first came out, so it's very foggy.
In a lot of ways, it's similar. It's almost like a modern day Friends. You're seeing the same group of friends. There's some relationship stuff that goes on. Well, a lot of relationship stuff. The first 2 seasons are just entirely hilarious. Like so many memorable moments and like just overly exaggerated conversations that certain lines, like one-liners, stick out. And it's just all funny, but there's also story going on and stuff like that. Now being midway through season 3, I'm laughing less. It's still funny, but some seriously like upsetting drama has gone on. So like the mood has almost shifted a little bit. And it's still funny and the characters, but like there are a couple characters that almost after like the big dramas happen, their character seems to change a little bit.
I wonder if that, well, obviously that's kind of because of whatever happened.
Totally. But it's almost hard to react to because you're like, this is weird. Like some of the stuff where that character would normally, like, 100% he's joking. You're like, I don't know if this is supposed to be funny or like, because such, like there's one episode that like, there are a couple of things that are definitely, and again, it's relationship stuff. It's like, someone juggling relationships between people and someone's lying to this person and but they don't know. So you're watching it all unfold and you're like, normally this would 100% be funny, but I just feel so uncomfortable. And
so
like,
it's not good. It's like,
it's not, I wouldn't say
Not like not good that the series got bad or anything, but it's just like it's weird. It's a
It
weird
is
shift.
weird. And you know what I'm just thinking now is like this type of show, like the modern day like sitcom, you don't have boxed laughter or studio laughter, right? And you don't have music cues as much.
Right.
Like in Friends, it would be like there would be like a music cue, some like guitar and drums, and then someone would open a door and the scene would start and the music would fade out. You know what I mean? And then something dramatic would happen and some dramatic music would play and it would fade out. You don't have that in modern sitcoms, really.
Right.
Think of like, I'm trying to think of what else.
How I Met Your Mother was kind of...
Yeah, okay, something like that. Or even, I'm thinking of like The Office kind of stuff where it's quiet, like real life conversations. It's not all this like music driven, and they will have some if there's like a montage or something like that. But you know what I mean? That stuff would almost signify how you're supposed to feel in that moment. And in this, you don't have that. You just have situations and things happening. So it's not necessarily bad. It's just this season feels like an adjustment because seasons 1 through 2, I'm just like laughing nonstop, dude. So many funny things per episode. And they're only, they're 21, 22 minutes long. So we've been blasting through it because we'll watch like 5 or 6 episodes a night. Another thing is similar to Friends is there's so much about sex. Like a lot of the episodes will just, because Schmidt is almost like, did you watch Friends at all?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I love Friends.
He's like Joey Tribbiani, where he's like the player, but he's kind of, he's got like, I don't even know how
he has emotions.
Yeah,
too.
like he's a good-hearted dude, and like, but he's always like with a different girl, and he talks way too openly about like what he does, and that's a source of comedy because all his friends are like, Schmidt, enough, shut up, like that's fine. So there's stuff like that. But some of the episodes, it's like, okay, like it's not even really funny anymore. It's just like, and this sounds like I'm downplaying. There aren't a lot of episodes like that, but I think in season 3, because of some of the drama that happens and stuff like that, there are a lot of things that focus on that. But what I love about the show is that stuff always turns into different stuff. Like the show overall is way more about relationships than it is about sex, but they use like people's desire to like hook up or whatever, which is not the theme of the entire show, but it comes up a lot because say someone's trying to deal with a breakup, so they end up like going out a lot. And then they'll meet someone and it seems like this silly nothing at one point, but then it turns into something. And I don't know. It's just like, it's a really solid mixture of like comedy and drama, similar to like a lot of Friends stuff.
Yeah, Friends later on became like more serious.
Right. With all the weddings happening.
Right.
And like
Ross and Rachel got together and then they broke up and that left like tension, like literal tension. You could feel it watching the show.
Exactly.
And some episodes it was really good because they like had jokes that were going on way earlier in the earlier seasons between those two. But then some episodes you're like, because it's awkward between them, so it's awkward for the viewer.
Yeah.
You're like,
they
just need to like kiss and make up.
I know, exactly. Yeah.
But I like when shows do that kind of shift though.
It's very interesting. That's why I bring it up, because it's not bad.
Right.
But it was one of those things where, like, Rach and I were a few episodes into season 3, and she said to me exactly what I was thinking. She's like, what's your favorite season? And I was like, I don't know. And she's like, because I haven't laughed as much, but it's just like an interesting thing happening here. And I give the show a lot of credit for that, because I think we've talked about this before. When it's mostly comedy-based, the story is almost more subtle. It almost takes a back seat. In
recent sitcoms, though, I feel like the stories are a lot more prominent. Like How I Met Your Mother was huge with the story.
Right, exactly.
And I thought, it was really, really good. I loved it. But yeah, like overall, most of them, the story, you're right, takes a backseat, and it's just all about the characters.
Yeah, it's still there, but like you don't. And then I think it's like that's kind of what the beautiful thing is about it, is it's a more subtle. I don't know. I always wonder about the writing for a show like this, because it's so much comedy, and the comedy happens in like natural conversations. So I don't know how specific the writing is, or like say something like this or whatever. But then when a major plot point comes up, it still hits really hard because you've been being fed the story the whole time through different conversations and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, anyways, New Girl, it's on Netflix. I love Zooey Deschanel. She cracks me up.
She's so funny.
And Jake Johnson is amazing. If you've never seen it, you need to look up. There's an American Eagle jeans commercial with Jake Johnson in it.
Okay.
And it's a parkour. Look up like American Eagle parkour commercial. It's hilarious.
Is it a real commercial?
Yeah, it's a real commercial.
Okay.
But it's just the Jake Johnson, it's him playing himself, watching some parkour stuff happening on TV, and then he decides to do it. And it's just so great. His brand of comedy is just like, it's totally up my alley, and I love it.
Perfect.
So I'll update you when I finish, which might be sooner than later.
Seriously, tomorrow.
But it's really, really good. I love it. It's probably one of my favorite comedy shows. That and Brooklyn Nine-Nine have moved way up on my list in the past year. So it's good stuff, man. Yeah. All right, so let's go into movies.
Okay, Brett.
All right. We talked about Power Rangers for a really long time. Yeah.
Just that seems to be a theme of our podcast. We pick like the first topic and stick with it the rest of the time.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
Last one was action figures.
Pterodactyl!
Why are you gonna do that?
I'm gonna look up Power Rangers figures. That's the other thing. There has been other stuff. Like there was a Power Rangers Super Nintendo game that was really good.
I think I played one.
It's really cool. It's like a side scroller, and then you get you fight the big boss, and I gotta find that. Putting it on my list.
One of my favorite toys growing up was a Power Rangers figure.
The toys are so sick. Concepts, man. Concept and design.
It was this blue shark guy. I gotta find him.
Blue shark guy?
Yeah, well, he was a Power Ranger, but his head had a fin on top, and his like visor had shark teeth on it.
What?
So it was like the fin and then the shark face.
Was it from a different era of Power Rangers?
It must have been because he was like a dark blue and he had like fins on his arm. He was like one of my favorite toys. I had him everywhere.
That sounds super cool.
It was really cool.
Huh. So,
anyways,
now that we're in movies, I'll stop talking about games and action figures. Yeah.
Am I going first?
Yeah, have at it.
Okay. So I watched a movie called Kung Fu Panda 3.
DreamWorks Kung Fu Panda 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think I ever saw 2. I assume you've seen 1 and 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you see
1?
You saw one.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Not a lot to say about this. It was good. It was funny. The voice talents is amazing. It's
so
got
good.
Jack Black. It's got Lucy Liu, Angelina Jolie, Seth Rogen, Jackie Chan.
Yeah, Jackie Chan.
And there were more people, but I can't think of anybody else.
Was Jackie Chan in the last one?
Yes, he's been in all 3.
All right.
Kung Fu Panda is really interesting because it's like a kung fu movie, obviously Kung Fu Panda,
Right.
But with like a kid twist on it, and that hits a lot of good points for me. I like animated movies and I like kung fu, so I'm like, this is awesome.
And how do you feel about pandas?
And I like pandas a
Great.
lot.
Pandas are great.
So this is kind of interesting series because it has the 3 movies and it has a TV series and a bunch of shorts that I haven't seen.
Right.
But this movie, the only issue I had with it was I feel like the villain wasn't as good as he could be.
Now, I caught pieces of it the other day. He is the... What does he look like?
He's like the like an ox, I guess.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I did see him. Okay. So, you thought he just wasn't really intense enough, or?
Yeah, I feel like for a kung fu movie, the villain has to be personal, has to be personal with the main character.
Okay.
And he also has to be, I don't know. I just feel like he wasn't as good as he could be for some reason. Because he just he did defeat everyone, I guess, which is a good villain because he could destroy everyone. I don't know. It was just something weird about him that I didn't feel the threat, I guess.
How'd you feel that's a good word because I felt the threat of the first villain.
Right. I thought the first villain was awesome.
Yeah.
I thought he was threatening for sure.
That was the tiger, right?
Right. Yeah. Yep.
He was scary. He was intimidating, super strong.
He was after Poe. He really wanted to take him out. And and that I thought was a great villain. The second movie, the villain, I think once again wasn't as strong.
Really?
Skadoosh. Skadoosh, yeah. I don't even remember. It was a peacock. That was the villain in the second one.
Really?
Uh-huh. And his connection was he was the one leading the charge against Poe's all the other pandas to take him out.
Okay.
I don't remember why, but he was just attacking all the pandas. So he was kind of personal, because he was trying to take out Poe's existence, I guess. But I don't know. He just wasn't that cool. Again, it was just a lot of like all of his henchmen that were interesting.
Yeah.
And this one, for some reason, had the same problem. It was just, I don't know, the villain wasn't as cool.
Yeah.
Once again, the villain was going after all the pandas because Poe finds more pandas. And he's going after pandas, but he really wants to just take out Poe so he can have his chi and become like the ultimate warrior.
In the new one, right?
In the new one, yeah. But other than that, I thought overall it was good. It was funny. The action was pretty cool. I don't know. It was just a weird thing, but that's all I'd say about it. Just it's worth watching.
Yeah, I caught the tail end of it. I mean, no pun intended.
Yeah.
Do pandas have tails? Of course they do.
Yeah.
Animals. What if people had tails?
I mean, we have tailbones, and some people rarely have tails.
You're right.
It's creepy.
That is creepy. I just love animated movies so much.
Yeah.
And I would say, of course, it's worth watching. I didn't see it from the beginning. I saw probably the last half hour, which is, I know that's like a mortal sin to watch the half hour.
That's okay. I mean, you could probably watch the last half hour and get the gist
Oh, yeah,
of the
totally.
movie.
Like, I got what was going on and everything. But I'm such a sap. Like, the last half hour had me, like, a little like,
teary-eyed.
I didn't cry, but I just, like, the victories that take place in these movies are, like...
Good
like
stuff.
just so good, you know what I mean? But anyways, there were a couple of them throughout the end, but it's obviously it's well done, and the fighting is really cool to watch, and there's a really cool sequence at the end where you see like the manifestation of his chi, Poe's chi. I won't say exactly what it is, but it's super cool, and so really cool sequences at the end. And was it funny?
Yes, I thought it was funny.
Yeah,
not as funny as, I don't know, maybe the first one.
Yeah.
But it was still, it was still good. It was funny. And I just had a problem with the villain. I don't know why, but.
Dude, there's so much value in a good villain. Like, it has to be like a cool look. Has to be threatening, like you said. I mean, it just drives the whole story.
Right.
You
And
know?
I feel like this movie especially needs a really good villain because it's a kung fu movie. And, like,
right,
you need someone to kind of match him and stuff. And he did. They did it, like, a good job making it a strong villain. But. I don't know. I just
personally didn't matter too much.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just a weird thing. But otherwise, good movie. Just want to talk about it because I like Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I want to go back and watch. I might like to watch all three of them because I haven't seen the first one in a long time. But have you seen the show at all?
Yes. Oh, yeah. I've watched the show.
It's good?
And I really like the show. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It takes place between, I think, I think it's after the second one or in between the first and second.
Okay.
But it's just like him being the Dragon Warrior and doing Dragon Warrior things. They're like defending the valley and stuff.
Sweet.
And it was good. I really liked it.
That's cool. Is Kung Fu Panda DreamWorks?
Yes.
They always do the shows, and like they do a lot of peripheral content.
Yeah,
like
they do shorts all the time.
Yeah, with How to Train Your Dragon, they did a bunch of shorts,
and it had 2 TV series. Had one on Cartoon Network and then one on Netflix, which I think is still going on Netflix.
Did you watch any of those?
No,
I never watched any of this. I love those movies.
Yeah, those movies are really
How
good.
to Train Your Dragon 1 and 2 are like 2 of my favorite animated movies. The second one is so intense.
They're really good.
I love how the dragons always get bigger. Like way bigger.
Way bigger.
Like,
the second one had
man.
a gigantic
Dude,
dragon.
Insane. I love that. Like, I'm going to go play Shadow of the Colossus.
Okay.
You try to bring up Sonic every episode. I try to bring up Shadow of the Colossus. Cool, man. I watched a movie last week, I want to say. Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal. Goodness gracious.
I'm surprised you didn't see it before just because of the name Nightcrawler.
I know. But if it was a Nightcrawler movie, I would have.
That'd be interesting.
I say that. I still haven't seen Turtles, though. Second Turtles.
Oh, well, we got to wait for it now. It's not in theaters anymore.
It's not?
It might be right at the tail end, but...
Maybe it's in that really cheap theater. We have a theater near us that's like, after all the movies leave the theater and nobody cares about it anymore, they're $3. $3. Right?
And you can buy the whole theater for $5.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
But I
Anyways,
just don't want that responsibility.
yeah, let's go to Nightcrawler, Brett.
Nightcrawler, I'll say right off the bat, it's awesome. It's a great movie. Jake Gyllenhaal is maybe one of the best mainstream actors out there.
He's the best actor, not mainstream.
I'm just saying, I like to qualify it because there's a lot of people we don't know out there, struggling actors. Go get them. You know what I'm saying? But Gyllenhaal's a genius, man. I just he's such a chameleon. I don't even know what other names I can call him right now, but he's a great
god.
I mean, a god of mainstream acting. And I know mainstream is a scary word to use sometimes, but he's so good because this movie doesn't feel mainstream. I just mean he's in the people know him, you know what I mean? And he's so freaking good. Nightcrawler is, I don't even want to say too much about it, but it's basically about what I love about his character is I personally identify with him a little bit.
That's a little scary.
Only to a degree. Where it starts off and you meet this guy who is he's really forward with people, and that's kind of his brand of social awkwardness. But they make it clear early on that he's a guy who he's driven in a very strange way. He's got this interesting type of ambition where if he wants to do something, he's a fast learner and he'll figure it out. So he's looking for a job, which is kind of the foundation of the film. He's looking for work early on. And so you see a little bit see some subtleties of his character and stuff like that. And the job that he finds himself interested in is filming scenes for the news, the local news stations, and then basically taking the highest bid on his films. And the story progresses from there. It goes some places you don't expect. It's super dark in tone and color and the whole thing. But it's not like a disturbing film. There are moments of tension and discomfort that are higher up there.
It's very intense and thrilling is what I would describe it.
Thrilling is a good word. Would you call it a thriller?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
I couldn't think of anything else to describe
I guess it is, but it's so unique.
It's weird, and that's it's good weird. It's just different, and it's especially because of his character that makes it so weird, because it's he's doing things that everybody else does, but in his own crazy way.
Yeah.
How we would get a job, we do an interview and do all this stuff, but he's doing the job before he actually gets the job,
Right.
And he's just weird. He's a really weird guy, and it's perfect. He does a great job.
He really does, man. And we've talked on the show before about End of Watch, and just seeing his character in that, that's probably the last movie I've seen him in. Seeing his character in that, and then watching him in this, he's just he might be one of my favorite actors. He's
you got to see him in Prisoners. That's
I haven't seen that.
Oh, Prisoners is an awesome movie, but once again, and Zodiac, he was in Zodiac.
Oh
as
yeah, I
well.
never saw Zodiac.
And he plays kind of a similar character, both detectives, cops, someone who's looking into cases. And he's just good. He's just so good.
Yeah.
And I love him. I love him so much.
Yeah, so I 100% suggest Nightcrawler, directed by Dan Gilroy, I believe is his name. I'm not going to lie, I got it right here. Dan Gilroy, who he wrote and directed it. He also did Real Steel and The Bourne Legacy.
Real Steel was fun.
Was it? I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen that?
No.
Oh, dude, that's a classic.
I also haven't seen The Bourne Legacy.
That was pretty good.
That's the one with Jeremy Renner, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that one as much. It was good, but it
new one looks good.
Yeah, the new one looks really good. I had to watch all the old ones though,
dude.
Which I just rewatched them.
Let me watch them with you.
Okay,
They're
I watched
so
them
good
2 years ago, and I just can't remember them for some reason.
Here's a question for you. Ready?
Ready?
Jason Bourne, Ethan Hunt, or James Bond?
Ooh.
Or rank them.
Okay.
People didn't know. I posted this online a little while ago. It was fun to watch. If anyone doesn't know, Ethan Hunt is Tom Cruise's character in Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible. That yeah. What's yours? Should I do mine first?
I should have been prepared. I think mine is Hunt, Bourne, Bond.
I'm thinking Bourne, Hunt, Bond.
So when I think of Ethan Hunt, I think about like there's the hand-to-hand, but there's also like the jumping and the espionage and the, you know...
The jumping?
The
Yes, that is one of his strongest abilities.
I meant like... Well, okay, jumping for Ethan Hunt is like jumping off of planes or out of buildings.
His stunts is what you were thinking.
I'm sorry, that was an unfinished sentence.
I get it. The first thing when you said Ethan Hunt, I imagined Mission Impossible, the newest one, where he jumps into the big swirly thing. Like
the jumping, man. He's always jumping off a cliff or
planes,
like,
buildings, whatever's
everything.
necessary. I get it. I get
But the
jumping.
stunts, that's what I meant. Like, so
Right.
that kind of stuff, those like really tense moments. The one in, is it Ghost Protocol, where he's on the side of the building and, he cuts and jumps.
That's such a
cuts his rope and,
and jumps.
oh, dude.
It's so beautiful.
And then Bourne, all the hand-to-hand stuff
he's
is like
killer with that.
unbelievable.
He's really good.
And
Bond's cool.
But he's a classic. I've never been a huge Bond guy.
Have you seen the newer James Bond
I
stuff?
haven't seen any Daniel Craig.
Man, he's serious. He's
Yeah,
good.
that's what I need to see, because that's the only really level playing field for Bourne and Hunt, I feel like, but you got to throw him in there because I feel like he's the
Right,
first,
it's like
you know
the
what I mean?
three big spies.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny that he's both third for us. Even he's like good in the new movies, but he's a lot more spyish. Like he does fight and he does use guns, but it's a lot more of just like him walking around, listening, doing more spy stuff.
Right.
Where the other two, they fight,
I feel like Ethan Hunt is the combination, because when it comes down to hand, he'll do it. But there's so much, like, you know, with the trickery and the tech, and there's so much. It's so cool.
It is. I really enjoy the Mission Impossible movies.
Me too, man.
And
They're
Bourne's
so
awesome.
good.
He's got a lot of cool tech and weapons. And they're both really good.
But it's I feel like
James
it's
Bond.
the fight and chase scenes that you watch a Bourne movie for.
Yes.
They're like
The
so
fights
good.
are so brutal. There's one where they're in a house in like
in the like favela type area
yeah,
where
they
they're
like jump through a window,
but they're so tight,
Yep.
such tight quarters.
Yep,
Ah,
yep.
dude,
it's so beautiful.
let's go watch them right now.
Yep.
So good. What the heck were we talking about before that?
Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler's great. Go watch it.
How did we get to that?
Because Dan Gilroy wrote the last Bourne movie.
Bourne movie. Okay. I was like, how did that connect?
Yeah, so surprising ending too in Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies that when it ended, I was like, oh.
It felt like it was going to come to that point in the end.
Yeah, I guess.
But how they did it was kind of like,
Yeah.
All right then.
And you know what it is? It's one of those endings that made me realize I am so accustomed to like a nicely wrapped up story to the point where it's like, this was the type of ending where you're like, I don't know how I feel about that outcome.
Right.
But it just is what it is.
Yeah.
That's the end of the story.
Nothing
and
you can do.
That's as far as you see. And I love that in a film when it leaves you feeling like, I don't know.
I hate it.
Like, because it's not the end, but that's all you get to see, you know?
And like it makes me want more, but it's good to want more.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
totally.
It's a good thing.
But
so.
at the same time, I guess that's the trick. Ending a film where you want more, but you don't necessarily want a sequel.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see Nightcrawler 2.
I'd see it.
I would, I
But
guess,
it's
but
not
you don't need
necessary.
it. Yeah, exactly. It's not necessary. It's not like a cliffhanger.
Right.
It's just like, oh, all right, I guess that's where we're at. So,
Yep.
Great movie. So I suggest it. Highly suggest Nightcrawler.
Yep.
That's it, I think. I haven't really watched any other movies.
No, I watched a few, but I don't want to talk about them now.
Fine, dude.
I do more research.
Tim, do you want to talk about it?
No.
Can we go to books real quick? Okay. All right, so this is going to be super quick, but Tim recently rearranged his entire room, and he found some classics that have been in our family for so long.
I remember I was born and that book was handed to me.
So we had, it's a Resident Evil series. The book series came out around the time that the games did, like initially.
Does it say the year?
Yeah,
on
it should have bottom right, I think. It says like 99,
98.
Yeah,
This
98.
one at least.
So
this
this
book was $6.50.
back then.
Now it's $50.50.
I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if they're worth anything. But Resident Evil: The Umbrella Conspiracy is the first book. There were 7, I believe. We have 1 through 6, and then 0. But 0 was the last one that came out. All written by S.D. Perry.
Perry.
I got this book when I was young, man. I mean, I was probably 11.
So you got the book?
10. Yeah.
I always thought my dad got the book.
That is possible.
Did he give them to you? Is
that
what
might
happened?
be what happened.
Because I thought he had them and it was his books, and then he finished them and gave them to you.
I think that's right. And he read like 1 through 3 and then gave them to me. And I just loved Resident Evil so much, so I just kept them. I read the first one and I remember it being incredible. Again, I was really young. I was probably, I don't even know how old I was.
They could be good, though.
If it came out in 98, I was 11 that year. So, I mean, yeah, probably 99. I was probably like 12.
Well, yeah, that was
when I
right
got
around
'em.
Resident Evil when that came out.
Yeah, when the game came out, for sure. So he probably read them and then gave them to me. And then I went on and got the rest of the books because, I mean, I just thought they were sweet. I never read all of them. I think I read 1 and 2. But we were just cracking up this morning because Tim opened it up and there's a big stamp on it that says, "Books for Kids."
Like,
And it's probably like a library stamp. And it says like this book belongs to with a bar under it to write what the name of the owner is. So, do you want to read it or do you want me to?
you read it. You're good at it.
So go ahead.
I opened it up to the prologue.
Stop it.
The prologue.
He knows the word.
And I decided just to read like the first paragraph, maybe a little bit, to see if it truly was a book for kids.
So, Books for Kids. This is literally the first full sentence in the... I'll read you the headline and then the first full sentence. Bizarre murders committed in Raccoon City. Raccoon City. The mutilated body of 42-year-old Anna Mitaki was discovered late yesterday in an abandoned lot not far from her home in northwest Raccoon City, making her the 4th victim of the supposed cannibal killers to be found in or near the Victory Lake district in the last month. Consistent with the coroner reports of the other recent victims, Mitaki's corpse showed evidence of having been partially eaten, the bite patterns apparently formed by human jaws.
Yeah, it's...
Books for Kids.
I remember reading Lassie having the same intro.
Pretty much starts the same. It's clearly a nod to Lassie. Yeah, so anyways.
I might start reading those.
I'm going to revisit them for sure.
I've been into Resident Evil a lot recently because
Me too. That's
Resident
why.
Evil 5 came out again on Xbox One.
Oh, okay.
So I've been playing the crap out of that.
Really?
So I'm
Gross.
interested in learning more of the story.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's
Yeah, I remember these being some of the first significantly scary books that I ever read.
Capcom on the back. You know, it's official. I wonder, is this a side story or is this like have the main characters?
It does cover similar stuff, but you get, instead of playing the game and, a hunter jumps out for the first time, you get you get details about a hunter showing up and something having to deal with it and fight it and stuff like that. So
it has descriptions of the characters on the back. Roguish, Chris Redfield, former cat burglar Jill Valentine.
Interesting.
I didn't know that. Deadeye Barry Burton and the I can never say that word. Ignamic.
What?
It's ignamic? No, ignamic.
Where is it? Where are you seeing it?
It's
Enigmatic.
Enigmatic.
Team leader Albert Wesker.
Anyways, I never knew Jill was a cat burglar. That's
Yeah, man.
interesting.
Me neither. That is interesting.
So I wonder if that has her story in it.
Yeah. So they do some backstory stuff like that, and I specifically remember reading a scene about the liquors, and it's like blood starts dripping from the ceiling, and there's all this tension in the moment, and it's pretty cool. And some of the books, like I know you do meet like Leon and Rebecca from the second game. There's one book called Code Veronica, so I'm interested to check them out.
Yeah.
I don't know where you can find them, but if you look up Resident Evil by S.D. Perry, it's just one of those like pocket books, sci-fi releases.
Sci-fi?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Huh.
Sci-fi. I mean, it's science fiction. What else would you call it? Oh, horror, I guess. Sci-fi horror.
Cool.
Anyways, yeah, you're going to read those? I want to read them.
I think so. At some point.
I gave you these at one point, right?
Yeah. You're like, I don't want them anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna take them back.
I don't think so. Then I'll take that Ninja Turtle for
You
it.
don't shut up. Don't talk like that. I don't think I have anything else.
I don't think I have anything else either.
Pterodactyl,
I'm not helping you with this.
saber-tooth tiger,
No.
mastodon. Are you done?
Just finish. You have 2 left.
Tyrannosaurus,
And
triceratops.
I'm so happy. And so upset.
Are we? You got? What do you got? You got anything else?
No, I'm good.
What time is it? We'll wrap it up. Mm-hmm. We will wrap it
Like
up.
a nice present because it's July and I'm making Christmas puns.
That's nice. We gotta pull in some interviews soon. I think it's been a little while. We have some people that I've talked to.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
You can interview me.
I don't want to earn over your.
I want to go to a Comic-Con.
Me too, man. So bad. I'm
Boston
seriously
Comic-Con.
thinking about it. Seriously thinking about it.
We
We're
can
near
do it.
Boston. Boston Comic Con is in 3 weeks, I think. 2 weeks, maybe.
Oh, tickets might be sold out at this
No,
point.
man. I bet we
Still
can still get
looking?
them for Sunday.
We doing Sunday?
That's what I'm thinking. Because last time we went on Sunday.
Yes.
All right, listen up, folks. We can only afford one day.
can
Well,
afford.
I can only afford one day. Tim can go for the whole weekend. I'll meet up with you
No,
on Sunday.
I'd only want one day.
Yeah,
I
dude,
think.
you'd be wrecked. Remember last year we went for one full day and we were like, by the end, like,
I could see why you go multiple days for the
Totally.
people showing up
Yeah.
and more of the chance to like see everything. One day we did get to see everything, like we did.
Totally.
One day was plenty, but I could see the reason to go 3 days.
yeah. My thing is, when we went last time on a Sunday, it was the last day and they lowered the prices of things at the end of the day.
So we'll get cheapy cheap.
Just saying.
That's the
what they
thing.
did
It's
last
not
year.
only the $40 we're spending to get in, but we also have to bring money to buy the.
That's
things
the
that are
main
there.
problem. The tickets are like not much, but it's what you spend when you get there.
Yep.
And the guest list this year is brutal,
It's
man.
killer. I think this is becoming a much bigger event.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did we go for the first year? I didn't hear about it before.
No, they've had Boston Comic Con for a while.
A while? Wow.
Yeah.
That was the first time I ever heard of it.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know how many years, but I'm sure that last year wasn't the first. But anyways, we'll keep you guys posted. If we go, you'll have some new content from us.
Yep.
Last year we just posted some stuff on Instagram, I think.
Facebook had some things.
Yeah. Nobody follows us on Facebook though.
We have 87.
It's 91, but of
it's
those,
91.
probably like 3 people see anything we post.
Well, recently I haven't been able to post on Facebook. I've been trying every time a new
Really?
video comes out, and it won't work, which I should just tell you to do it, but
So the government is clearly against us. Please go follow us on Facebook.
don't follow us. It doesn't work. They're against us.
Well, maybe should we start a new page?
No.
I'm not
I don't,
doing
I don't
that.
think it's that. It's something on my end.
Whatever.
They hate me.
We
No,
need to get
follow
our
us
website
everywhere.
up.
Who needs a website?
We need a website.
We need a website.
We're going to do it soon.
Okay.
Whatever. Thank you guys for watching and listening and watching. Go find us on YouTube. We got a bunch of new videos up there. There's always new stuff. We just
Working
started. What?
I was just going to say working on new stuff right now.
We are. Yeah. And we just did we just put up our first retro unboxing.
Yes. Yep.
We started going through some old figures that I've had for like 20 years and have never opened. I know it sounds horrifying, but I've decided to open a couple. So our first one's up. It's a Tomb Raider figure. That's all I'll tell you. That's the majority of what there is to know, but it's pretty rad.
Yeah, it is cool. It's can you see it? See the bottom part?
Yeah, you can't quite see it, but that's fun. We got some Let's Plays up there. I had some ideas for some Let's Plays. We got to talk.
Okay.
Anyways, find us on YouTube. Find us everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, The Keep Up. And tell us what you guys want to see or what you want to hear or what you want us to talk about.
We're
or
flexible. If you want us
So
to
flexible.
eat 50 ghost peppers,
Yeah.
I won't do it. Brett will, but we'll try it.
Tim just wants to do food challenges where I will fail over and over again.
We can do better ones.
Like what?
10 pea pods.
I'm telling you, we need to just do speed challenges.
Speed.
Right?
Yeah?
I don't know.
I think that's logical.
What do you guys want? Talk to us. It's all silence over there. Just say something. Tim is crying. Todd is upset.
Todd now.
Todd now, out.
Well,
I'm
don't
leaving.
forget to ride the Pony Express to heaven.
Yep.
Because when you're up there, you're going to be like, Fleetle, Fleetle.
Fleetle?
And they'll be like, hey. And then the Pony Express stops. And then you're like, I'm in heaven.